Isaiah, we had talked about you having been in the playoffs before, but maybe not in a role like this, an opportunity like this to impact things at this level. What are the feelings like out there on the floor in those moments? How much are you relishing every second that you're out there on the floor?
Yeah, it's an opportunity that I would never take for granted. It's really intense out there. The fan reaction on both sides are, always amazing, at an all-time high. But yeah, it's just a huge honor to be in those positions and be able to play in those types of games, because this, it's what you live for. So just to go out there and lay it out, all out on the floor, it's a blessing.
I know probably during the midst of it, you're not necessarily thinking this, but do you ever, consider where you were maybe 2 years ago, 18 months ago even, in your career, and just the place that you're in now, and how all of that's transformed since coming to OKC?
All the time. You can never forget where you came from. The journey, the grind, that's what it's about. And just knocking down barriers, everywhere you go. So just to continue to grow as a person, continue to grow, as an organization, as a team. It's always, pretty dope to see where you came from.
You were put into the starting lineup, a few games in this last series. What were the conversations like that led up to that, and then just your thoughts in general on starting?
Yeah, it was just some adjustments that we made. I think being on the live roster, you just got to be ready, for whatever is thrown at you. So I think we've been a team to be able to do that, all year. And so when it comes to making those types of adjustments, it's not too much talk that goes into it, because, we all know what's at stake and what we're trying to accomplish. So when things like that are, decided, we go with it, and we trust our organization, we trust in ourselves to, be able to make those adjustments.
What are some of the main things you want to improve on this summer?
Always shooting, and just really going into this offseason working on, my body durability, working on ways that I can, help the team, being a gravity shooter, being able to, play on the catch and things of that nature. But yeah, being with the coaches, getting in with the coaches a lot, they got a lot of insight, so just continue to grow that way.
What does off-season shooting look like for a premier shooter in the NBA?
I mean, the amount of reps that I put in is it's insane. You get in the gym 2-3 times a day sometimes, and it can all be form shooting. Just working on your craft. A lot of game speed, game-like stuff.
So I saw you later in the season shoot the ball. You catch it high, shoot it high without bringing it down at all. Is that something that you hope to incorporate more into your game? And where did that come from specifically?
Yeah, it's just stuff that's worked on. Because you never know what type of shots you're gonna have to take. Bad passes, good passes, late shot clock. So just being able to get off any type of shot, is a skill in itself. So yeah, that stuff is worked on.
Isaiah, just how much fun was it to be a part of this group this season? You guys seem like such a tight-knit group, and Shea and then we're just talking about the joy that they had throughout this year.
It was an amazing year. These group of guys, we really created a brotherhood. We're so close, and everybody works so hard and has the same goal in mind. And just to be able to go out there and battle with these guys, day in and day out.
The season just kind of comes in just like that. But then you've also you're in a contract situation. So I assume you want to be back as a winning deal, but also you got to get the best deal for yourself. How do you handle all that this summer, and just kind of the uncertainty of everything?
Yeah, my job is just to be ready when it's time to play on the court. I leave a lot of that stuff to the organization and my agent to talk about that. My job is to be the best version of myself that I can be for the betterment of the team. So that's my mindset going into it this summer.
Is it surreal that you and Jalen are on the same team? Do you guys ever talk about that?
It's still one of those things that, I don't know if it'll completely hit until we're probably done playing, how rare it is to for something like this to happen. But in the moment, we always cherish all the moments that we have. And, we don't regret it at all. We do understand that it's a blessing, to be in this situation. it's definitely cool, and I think when we're done playing, we're gonna be able to look back and be like, that we did something special.
Anybody else?
You and Daniel Gafford, I guess you played against each other. AAU, that's what Jalen was telling me.
Yeah, AAU played together in college. My freshman year, it's another guy, hard worker. It shows. So he's a hell of a player, a hell of a dude. I tip my hat to him. So that's my guy as well.
Arkansas got some in the water. State of Arkansas, I'm talking about.
We've been building something. It's been under the radar, but I think what we've been building in Arkansas is won't go unnoticed as well.
Isaiah, one of the keys to you guys' success, just according to Mark, is like all year nobody's been looking outside of the building or outside of the walls for something else. You guys kind of know that internally you can do whatever you want to do. What's that like heading into an off season with the recognition that guys can and should get better heading into next year?
Yeah, I think it's just guys, they look within the team, for everything that they do. There's a lot of outside noise, a lot of outside distractions that can come during the season and after the season. But I think we do a really good job of staying within ourselves, staying within the team, and whatever we do, whatever we're working on, even off the court things, whenever it comes to representing OKC, families and all of that, we're true to who we are. And so I think our guys are all focused, same mindset going into the summer for next season. We're here to grind, we're here to get better.
Looking forward to getting in some golf this summer.
Most definitely. I was thinking about going playing around today.
Joe, what area do you think you improved the most this season?
I think I made some defensive strides. To be able to be out there, on the court when shots aren't always falling. Trying to make the right plays, at all times. Trying to be more of a vocal leader out there as well. I think that's something that our team really needed. So just defensively, being a leader and finding ways to play in the offense when teams they recognize me as a shooter and they're not the last thing they want me to do is shoot an open shot. So those are things I feel like I got better at.
Outside of golf, what are some of your other hobbies that you're looking forward to getting to this summer? I video game quite a bit. Last summer I got into bowling. Shout out my man Trey Man. I got into bowling last summer, so I'll probably do a lot of that as well. Other than that, I'm a family man, so anything I need to do with my family is what I like to do. Better bowler, better golfer?
Golfer for sure. Yeah.
Hey Jay, your dad was in the crowd in playoffs, and he was in Dallas, and he was in New Orleans, and nobody picked us, and he was always there. What does it mean to have your dad be there, a part of your playoff run, and literally like always be there?
Yeah, he's not only my dad, but my whole family. They're just all so supportive, and they wanna cherish every memory that I take part of. No matter what they have to do. I remember my dad drove like 15 hours to El Paso, Texas for my first college game just to drive back. I think him and my trainer, they both had bad backs when they made it back from that long drive. So they really let it be known how much they love me and how much they care for me and how much they cherish these moments that I'm going through, the journey that I'm going through. They're in it with me, so they'll never show me otherwise.
Speaking of off season, how does that look for you with your family? Like, do you go back to Fort Smith primarily, or does your family just come here and hang out with you?
During the off season, it's probably more so me moving around. I'm so close, only a few hours, so I'll be here, working out and then shoot back home. I got a foundation out there that everything's set up for me, so just back and forth a little bit. They do all the traveling during the season, so I can't do that in the off season. So
when you say foundation, do you mean like home foundation or like an actual like foundation?
As far as like working out, getting the treatment that I need, like I have my trainer, he lives with me, he travels everywhere I go. But I also got like strength and conditioning trainer out there. I got PT out there. Everything I need as far as just working out, getting better.
Are you holding any camps?
Yeah.
So,
Anybody else? Thanks, Ed.